Hi, Tyler from Infidelity here. Today we're going to talk about a nice affordable pair of Bluetooth headphones. Just a straight up simple pair of Bluetooth headphones by Sennheiser this time. This is the Sennheiser HD 4.40 BT for Bluetooth. This is a $149 headphone from Sennheiser. As you can see, it's a fairly straightforward design, very simple looking really. But very nicely made. Sennheiser, of course, is probably the most competent headphone maker in the world. I've been to their factory and visited their material science lab and was mightily impressed with the work they do in making sure that their materials are very good. I used to repair scanning electron microscopes, and it takes a lot to impress me when it comes to high-end measurement and analysis gear, and boy, they have it there in spades. And my experience with Sennheiser is that they really know what they're doing with the materials. So here you have a $149 headphone, and it's just feels bulletproof and rock solid. Also, the styling is very nice, very simple looking, and but very elegant at the same time. Certainly Sennheiser's showing off what they know how to do and putting it into a $149 package, so that's pretty cool. The headband is straight up plastic on the outside. It's got what feels like silicon pad on the inside. There's no foam under it. It just has an air gap, and but the headphones are very light, so it tends not to press very much on the top of your head anyway. The fit is good. It was a little tight when I first put it on, but I found that you could bend the headband out a little bit, and it relaxed the fit a little bit, which was fine. The ear pads are very amply cushioned. There's quite a bit of cushioning on the ear pads. It also is a synthetic leather, but feels very nice. The opening vertically is good, but the opening front to back is a little bit small. I'd say that folks with big ears may not quite be able to fit them in this headphone. I didn't have too much of a problem. My ears are a little bit on the small side, but they were certainly cozy in there. But other than that, I mean, for me, the fit was just fine, and they were quite comfortable for long periods of time. The ear pads are replaceable when the time comes. The headphones fold in for storage and transport. It does come with this just a simple fabric bag, but at $149, you really can't expect very much else. Speaking of that, it does come with a cable. It's a 58-inch long cable, I think, which is pretty long. It does not have a remote control on it, so these headphones, when you plug the cable in, they do turn off, so the Bluetooth won't work, and then you cannot use them as a headset when you plug the cable in. Also comes with a USB cable, straight up USB cable. When you plug it in to charge, the headphones are disabled, so you can't use the Bluetooth mode when the headphones are charging, but you can use the wire when the headphones are charging. The controls are on the bezel of the right earpiece. The left earpiece doesn't have any controls on it, but it has the NFC sensor, so you can pair using the NFC sensor. It has a power on-off button, has this multi-function slider switch for forward and back tracking and answering the phone and pausing and playing. It operates just as you would expect. There's a volume up-down control, and then the connector for the headphones, which is a 2.5 millimeter tip ring sleeve connector, and then the USB charger. It has a microphone here and a little microphone here. These microphones are probably in a little array which will steer the microphone pickup pattern to your mouth. That's pretty much all I got to say about in terms of the functionality. It's just a fairly straightforward. The pairing was good. The transmission and reception distance was good. no complaints there whatsoever. Sound quality on these headphones is fairly good, fairly well balanced for a headphone at this price, especially a wireless headphone at this price. A lot of times you put all that electronics in the earpieces and people can't quite deal with the acoustics, and of course Sennheiser's pretty adept at that kind of thing. It is a rather, I would say, warm sounding headphone. It's not overly warm, but it is a warm sounding headphone, but it's very smooth sounding as well. And the treble is mid treble and up is quite clear, but it's a little low in level, adding to that warmth. The upper mid-range, sort of from 800 hertz to 1.5K or somewhere in that neighborhood, is a little bit forward. Voices are a little bit sort of shouty, especially if you turn it up. You can get a little bit shouty sounding. What I found is that at normal listening levels, it was fine, but when I turned it up, it was a little bit too assertive in that way. On the other hand, for movies and videos and stuff like that, that tended to help in the speech intelligibility of stuff, so it was okay. But overall, I mean, it's still a good sounding response. The bass is a little mid-centric and a little too strong, but it doesn't encroach on the mids. Bass heads will probably enjoy this headphone reasonably well, but it's not so bassy that audiophiles couldn't get used to it after a little while. When it runs in wireless mode, the bass gets a little bit stronger, but that shouty mid and the recessed upper mid and upper treble seem to actually get better. I would say that I think I like these headphones actually a little bit better in Bluetooth mode than in wired mode, which is really odd. So a nice, warm, smooth sound, but still with plenty of articulation and certainly no harshness or nastiness in the treble at all. So it's quite well behaved in that regard. And I would say all those comments on the sound quality they're all fairly small amounts. So this is pretty close to neutral, with the exception of the bass, which is pretty clearly a little bit too mid bass centric and heavy handed. But all in all, this is a very, very well-rounded headphone. When I first took it out of the box, took a look at it, had a listen to it, I thought it was going to actually be more like a $200 headphone, and I very rarely overestimate the price of headphones. Usually I think it should cost less, and in this case I think it's almost worth more than the price of the headphones at $149. So this is a real bargain, a real well-rounded headphone from a solid maker with nice styling and good comfort, as long as your ears aren't too big, and a solid, fairly neutral, but still having a warm tilt to it sound. Yeah, I like these headphones a lot. I went back and took a look at the Wall of Fame at the wireless headphones in this price and had a listen to them, and this pretty easily bested them. So it's going up in the Wall of Fame. Going to knock a couple others off. And if you're in need of a straightforward wireless headphone with good utility, this is a solid choice. I really encourage folks who are looking for an affordable headphone to take a look at this Sennheiser HD 4.40 BT at $149. A really nice little headphone. Hope you get a chance to enjoy it soon, and we'll see you guys next time.